Hello everyone! I explored nearly the entire map, got all points of interest, and right here, at the northeastern side of the map, there is a tunnel that leads to the next biome. With the tier 2 pickaxe, we mined away all the jagged rocks. However, sadly you get to this thank you for playing screen whenever you enter it, as it's not in the alpha yet. But what I want to do today, however, is explore the rest of the map. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot left. This will mainly be road, however the northern part. I know that there is a building like right around here, as I saw that when we were at the windmill. We also have one more campfire to light, which is probably in that area. But before we go, actually, there's something else I want to try out. I was kind of hesitant to do this last time you were here, but if you come a little over the path, you can see that we can climb up, and we can actually get on top of these rocks. And I think we can kind of climb over the tunnel. Now, if there's an invisible barrier here or not that's going to stop us, I'm not sure. That seems like that is the case, isn't it? Aha, but not here, though. I'll find my way to this desert one way or the other. Will this actually lead to the desert? Yeah, probably not. Also, it's like I found another barrier. You can see treetops inside these cliffs. Okay, and we're being pushed out to over here now. Oh. Well, yeah, you can see right there that there's nothing. There's no ground. It's just backdrop. That's kind of what I expected, to be fair. Because one, I doubt that the desert is in the game files yet. In this demo or in this alpha. But also, I imagine that instead of getting that screen that said thank you for playing, we would just be teleported to the desert, as that is probably a separate map that it's being loaded in. Alright, well, it's worth a shot. I'm surprised we didn't get stuck up there. That kind of happens often enough, I suppose. Alright, with that little fun detour over, let's keep on exploring. There does seem to be a little trail that goes up here, though. This is not much farther. That right there is the tunnel. What is over here, then? I imagine it's going to be either a rock stack in place. Oh. A blue chest. I don't think I've seen a blue version of these yet. Just orange and red, usually. But also, usually they're not, like, on their own. The red ones are typically found in like, points of interest. And then the orange ones are near campsites. I feel like we're not supposed to be here from that location. Yeah, that's what I thought. Hey, there we go. Another one of these. There is a tower here. That's actually good, because I doubt I would have seen that from the road. Maybe you would have seen something stick out, but honestly, sometimes I'm blind, so probably wouldn't have noticed it anyway. Let's see, let's get the garden. The other one was a bio burner. I'm not sure what that does particularly. I guess it's just the same as the bio burner that's in the back of your vehicle, but you can just place it in your house. This canyon just kind of leads to nowhere, I guess, to a tower over there. We haven't seen that one yet. There's a campfire. That seems to be the last one right in front of our vehicle. How I haven't spotted that, I don't know. Oh, it's over there. There's some trash around. Some mushrooms, as well as planks. A pretty good find. The last campfire. Let's light it. There we go. Campfire's lit. 20 out of 20. And honestly, it's probably the most boring spot. But it has a nice view of a bunch of wind turbines and yellow fields. That's pretty cool. But this camping spot on its own, nothing really here. With that though, we have 4 more rocks. Damn, a whopping 8 more gnomes. But I think we probably missed a bunch of those, because they can hide in very sneaky locations. Alright, we come to a split. I think the northern part's more interesting, so we have to go right. There's also a signal tower there, so we'll have to go there anyway. I don't think the other side has much anymore. That just seems to be open road from what we saw from the top. And there should also be a house around here somewhere. Right. This signal tower is on top of the rocks. I guess it gives us a bit of a better... Yeah, there's something over there. You see that? We have to go there. And we get... Ooh, the wind energy. It doesn't seem like there's a road going to that house, though, which is kind of weird. I'm gonna go a bit farther down the path. Maybe towards that bend there is something. Doesn't seem like it. That is kind of odd, not gonna lie. Alright, so it seems to be a small shed area with tulips growing. Oh, that was a staircase that came from down the road? Why? Well, here's another gnome, that's for sure. Witch hazel. Now what else is inside? Bunch of bottle caps. And that's it. Well, the area looked a lot cooler from a distance. And it looks beautiful though. I like the garden a lot. But that feels like such a weird out of place area. So I guess it's a tool shed for this farm maybe? Alright, that does mean we've basically explored the entire northern area. Let's go get this signal tower on the tomato field. And then we head to this section right below the farm. And while we're here, we may as well pick all the tomatoes if they've regrown. Which seems like they did. Oh wow, we get a ton of new recipes. I'm gonna go for dinner tables. Do a quick sweep of the tomatoes, as these are the crops that I want to be growing in our garden. Alright, the next drive is gonna be quite long, because we have to go follow this road, past the paint station, and then go up here, just to mark this road. Alright, we come to the road that isn't marked on our map. There's one more signal tower, but something tells me that's probably the only thing we're gonna see here. Maybe I should also stay on the road. Well, you know, there are reasons why I don't have my driver's license, I suppose. And let's see, the bioburner. Yeah, but then we explored the entire map. However, there's a couple things I want to do still. One, there's one more backpack upgrade that we can get. And we of course need a house. Now, because this exploration went a lot faster than I expected, and we cannot build the house as large because, well, we have a weight limit of 50, and we cannot upgrade any farther in the alpha. Well, let's do it today. I do want to drive all the way back to the starting location. This is mainly because there's a bunch of fiber, which is what we need for the threads, as well as wood, which of course we need for the building. There are a bunch of collectibles out there as well, but I don't really feel like getting those right now. I wouldn't even know where to look to begin with. Like, I have no idea where those rock stacking areas would be, for example. Let alone the gnomes, because there's a ton of those left. And also, I want to check how many bottle caps we have. 22. Wow, we have a lot of these. So, for sure, we can get to B this time. There we go. That means this one is completely emptied. And does it say anything else? Machine is empty. Okay, well, that's good. There is one more of these gambling machines. Now, we're not going to have enough bottle caps for that. But seeing as it is in the area that has a lot of fiber, we may as well check that out. We only got one ducky out of this one, so we should be able to get a few at least. We got 12 bottle caps left. We got the cool duck. Then let's see. I kind of want to have cowboy duck. He looks pretty cool. We got regular duck. Real life duck, I suppose. Undercover ducky. Come on, which one is the next one? Ooh, hell yeah, cowboy duck. Sheriff Rubber Ducky. And there we go, those were all the bottle caps we had. We got Skelly Duck. Oh well, I was gonna check how much thread we had, but we got enough already. There we go, so now we can carry up to 70 items. The next one is not in the game, just like all these other items. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What the heck was going on there? Why did the van just jump? Alright, I'm gonna make the rounds here so I can collect some wood. Oh nice, we got a new signal. It's quite far out there. Not just far out there, but also in a rather annoying location. Well, we're gonna be stuck in this area for a little while. The battery is pretty much drained. The good news though, we actually made it. This is the signal tower that went active again. We got... yeah, let's get the beds. Because that is an item we don't have yet. It could be nice in a house. On that note, while we're here waiting anyway, I guess we may as well start on the house, right? So it's gonna need a couple things. One, it's gonna need a kitchen area. It's gonna need a workshopping area. And I would like to get the research place somewhere else too. And then it needs a greenhouse, and potentially just a spot to chillax. Well, first things first, let's get rid of this. Turn it into a regular floor. So I do need to be careful with how far I expand this. Because if I go too far, we can no longer place walls down. So on that note, let's start with a greenhouse. Alright, on day 29, I have the basic layout of what I want. I didn't put in any windows or anything like that. But this is going to be the house. So there's going to be a balcony here. This is going to be for all the solar panels. We're going to have to add more to it. This can be a room. Then back here could be potentially the kitchen. A little workshop area over here. This goes into the greenhouse. And then this is our little chill area. And then this is just some random hallway that I'm not 100% sure what to do with yet. My current thought is just to place a trellis over top. Actually, does make me think, if we just remove these two pieces, add a regular trellis here. So this could be like some overhang shady area. Shady as in it's literally shade, not that we do something shady. Because trust me, this isn't weed. They do actually look a lot like it. Alright, with that, the entire greenhouse is now encased. And I might also want to have a second floor if that is possible. Can I place... Yeah, I can. How's that gonna work? Can I just keep going? Yeah, I can, and I can just get off wherever I want. Alright, sweet. We already have max? Oh, no. Oh, and these roof pieces also cost 1? That is not cool, man. Oh, and we cannot upgrade capacity any farther because it's not in the game yet. Oh, so annoying. Well, let's start smashing out some pieces and replace them with windows. However, though, I do think the roofs and walls are the only thing that technically cost weight points, right? Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything else does. At least that is good. Alright, I got all the machines up, so we have the kitchen supplies. The research and recycler is out here. Just because there isn't really a better spot for them. And then we have all the workstations around here. However, we do still have the pestle, or the mortar and pestle. That's going to go into the kitchen. I think other than that, we have them all placed down, except for the garden. But that's going to be in the greenhouse, of course. There we go. And I think this is just for making paint as well. Yeah, which is not something we need. Let's start with this outer area right here. Can we stack these? No. I wanted to have a little wind turbine here, but we also ran out of wood. Let's also continue the row with solar panels here. Well, the thing about the bedroom is technically we don't even need one, because we can make this our bedroom. We already have the bed here anyway, and we cannot move it. So yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to do at the very top then. This might be where all the solar panels will go eventually, if this doesn't really work out. I guess going back for wood is alright anyway, because we need to wait for another signal. There is something specific I want from those, and it's the shelves, because there is a corner piece to it, and that's going to be very helpful. So the battery's draining quick. I think that probably has to do with all the weight we put on it. You can like see it drain in real time, it's crazy. We made it here with a full charge, but I don't think we're going to make it even halfway with a full charge now. I imagine that there is going to be a bigger battery later down the line, or something that makes it more efficient. And I'm guessing this is the reason why we cannot further upgrade the vehicle's weight. Oh, I hear the signals. Oh, I see. Man, I went the other direction because I thought this was going to be a quicker way and we don't have to go up this hill. But I think we have to go back anyway. It's fine. It's on the way back either way. Just have to backtrack slightly. So there we go. This is the counter that I wanted. There are some metal tables. There's some different lights. Light stand also seems to be pretty good. But let's go for the counters right now. Ah, I found another rock stacking area. So right down below here. This is the signal tower we had a second ago. I saw this path that leads up here. And I was like, that looks kind of suspicious. You know, after I've completed the game for this many hours, you kind of get a feel for it. There's nothing else up here. There's probably like tons of these little areas that you just drive past. But seeing as this is where you start the game and then you don't really come back here, wonder if there's also something up there, like gnomes, that we just missed. Damn, look at this thing go. Must be blowing pretty hard. I guess the trees are moving a lot, so suppose it is. Let's plant a couple tomato seeds. We're gonna have to water these, which requires a watering can, which we have not crafted yet. This came with the recipe for the farm itself. Now that we have it, we can water them. The ones out here are getting watered automatically, just due to the rain, but not indoors. But there we go, we got 4 plants growing indoors. I think eventually we'll fill up this space. We're not going to do that right now. I don't have the wood for that. Well, I was hoping that sleeping would respawn the logs that were here. But I think we have to wait a little longer on that. But this is the garden area so far. I think it looks pretty neat. I was looking around and there's actually a lot less than I thought there was, like decorative-wise. It's just a bunch of variety of chairs, tables, and stuff like that. There's a lot of these little bobbleheads, which are fun. But there's only like 1 flower, for example. And that's going to cost me a lot of water if I have to eventually do the entire greenhouse. I should have probably made it smaller. With these counter fillers, we can actually put those in the corners. And there we go, we filled that place up. Now we could potentially just move the spinning wheel over there. Add a countertop there, and then I'm not sure what we do with that space. But eventually there's probably going to be way more machines. And that's all the wood gone once more. And this time I don't think we're easily going to get much more wood. This is mainly just the area that has it, but I already cleared it all out. Ooh, except for that. Place some curtains over all the windows. And I think with the main bulk of decorating, I want to wait until they add more like variety, I guess, to the building system or the decoration system. Because again, this is fun, but there isn't that much that we can place. But something we can do is I want to test something out. So if we go power, these things, they cost fiber, weirdly enough. Let's place a couple of those down. And because we're not using this top area anyway, let's also place an absolute ton of solar panels. Let's see how fast it charges now. I'm gonna drive across the river. Currently, that's draining our battery plenty. There's also fiber here, so we can make more of those wind turbines. Right, and then we just stop right here next to the road. Just going across the river already drained our battery by like a quarter. Let's actually drive a little farther. That signal tower over there is active again. Alright, let's see. So if we open up this... Damn, look at the battery power go. And we can increase that speed by a lot. So if we get a bunch of fiber, we can get those turbines down. And I think having a good variety of both solar panels as well as those wind turbines is going to help us out a lot. And seeing as we have no use for that top area, I think filling them up with those devices is going to be good. Alright, let's have the standing lamp pack 1. Alright, let's have a bunch of these turbines down. We're already out of fiber. I also wanted to check out this standing lamp. Yeah, that's what I thought. There is a little spot here. We can place something small down here. Of duck. Very nice. Alright, with the addition of those wind turbines, I wonder how fast it's gonna go. The wind isn't blowing that hard, so I don't think it's gonna change much. It is also nighttime, so it's definitely gonna get... Well, it's going pretty fast, even for start of night. That basically charged instantly. That's crazy. However, with that, I think I'm gonna be leaving it off over here. I want to wait until another update for the actual decorating part. This is probably not a setup that we're gonna keep. It charges real quick though, that is quite nice. I don't think we need that speed. But anyway, with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye everyone.